All right, welcome in everybody. We've got a very special live stream for y'all today. The IFL Cup was recently announced for the 2026 season. It's a week-long national showcase event set to debut in May at American Dream in New Jersey. And on the show with us is one of the coaches that will be leading their teams into the inaugural event. It is Coach Mike Davis of the Vegas Nighthawks. Coach, appreciate you hopping on here. How are things with you?
Appreciate you having me, Trey. Things are good, man. Can't complain.
Right. Well, it's been a busy week in the IFL world, but as people start to pile in here, welcome in everybody. We've got the chat open for questions for Coach. If you have anything you want to throw his way, we'll open it up soon. But I want to start with the hard-hitting questions. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. How was Cabo?
It was good, man. It's I don't we don't get vacations very often as coaches, or I don't anyway.
Yeah.
And so I had to do something for the family and for the wife, and it was good just to kind of get away for 5 days. And
Right.
even though I was working, you kind of get to reset and get ready because our guys were the first weekend, and so our guys report here the 24th and 25th of February, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah, it's sneaking up, and it's going to be here before we know it. And I'm excited to see things start to gain some momentum and start to really snowball from here. But you've had quite the busy offseason since the last time I saw you in Tucson after winning the IFL National Championship. How has this offseason been for the Nighthawks as a whole, and for you coming off of that championship? Because that was something we talked about then. It was like, great, we just won, but now we're behind getting ready for next year.
It's been great. Yeah, obviously, you do this. Most people, or I don't say most people, I do this for two reasons. Obviously, we want to win and we want to help guys use the platform. And for us, we've had now 8 guys get promoted to sign CFL or UFL contracts.
Yeah.
So that's almost a third of our roster.
Yeah.
And so recruiting's good. Obviously, the more guys you help, the more interest you garner, and so things have been good on that end. Just it's hard. It's the gift and the curse. I've told everybody, right? The gift you
Yeah.
win, the curse is you're behind, and you hustle and you get everything done, and we're back on track now and ready to roll.
Yeah, it's cool to see some of the key pieces from last year coming back for 2026. And even though you got some folks going up to UFL and CFL, it seems like the roster's just reloading and continuing to get better and better as we approach training camp. But the league has been going through a lot of growth. Go ahead.
Well, I think everybody's getting better. You look at the league, and
Yeah, for sure.
and what the league has done. The Arizona took the best players from Green Bay and went to Arizona.
Yeah.
San Diego, they got, I think, four. Don't quote me on this, but I think 14 guys returning from last year's team. And then you see what the guys are doing in the East. Fisher's is reloading, Billy back going to Tulsa, Rob Keefe and them going to Orlando. I mean, Quad City return. I think he's got 12 or 13 guys coming back. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the league's just reloading, not just us. It's the league. So if you
Right.
don't stay up with the Joneses, you're in trouble.
Yeah, especially in that Western Conference where it seems like an arms race at times, where it's like, all right, this is going to be a slugfest for 20 weeks until we get to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's the league as a whole. Everybody used to say, "Oh, it's the East or the West," and
Yeah.
the league as a whole is, I mean, even though the last 3 championships have come in the West, I get it, but I think, yeah. Besides that, I mean, there's great quality coaches and great quality players.
Yeah, 100%. And not just on the field, but off the field, the league has been going through a lot of growth and changes heading into this upcoming season. Yahoo Sports Network, FanDuel Sports Network, and of course the IFL Cup, which was announced officially this past week. Tell me what this whole process with the IFL Cup has looked like from your end the past few months.
Excuse me. Well, obviously we knew it was coming because they asked us to be in it. And there was a lot of question marks. Like, what's the venue going to look like? Everybody's like, it's a mall. I'd say it's actually a sports venue because they play hockey in there. There's other stuff that goes on in there, and yes, it's one of the with the venue, there is a mall. I get it, right? But the sports side of thing is the venue, and having FanDuel headquarters right there, and kind of just the logistics part that people don't see behind the scenes. Like, okay, how are we practicing? When are we practicing? I'm a very schedule oriented guy, and we're creatures of habit. So we want to keep our same schedule as we have here in Vegas. Like, we practice in the morning, we do things, and that's how we operate. Other teams don't do it that way. If you want us to stay in New Jersey for 10 days, we want the same schedule if possible.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in the middle of the season like that, where it seems like that if things go like it could be a disruption to the season and how things are flowing if not handled the right way. So being able to, stay on schedule, like you said, is going to be key.
Yeah, and that's what people don't understand. You go you go out there because it's two more road for us. It's two more road games, right? It's two of
Right.
our 8 road games. Okay, fine. Let's figure it out. And just normally we can come back here and you can do your prep and your rehab and everything here at home, but now we're doing it from hotel rooms. Fortunately enough for me, I've had experience in that when I was in the CFL. We do an East Coast swing every year where we go to Ottawa and Toronto. We stay there for 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm used to. I've been accustomed to what that looks like and how we had success doing that. So I'm going to lean on that a little bit and try to keep it as standard as possible.
Right. Yeah. And it is a unique thing. And you see other sports and other leagues like the NBA does the NBA Cup, and like soccer does midseason cups like all over the world. So it's not like it's a totally unprecedented thing. It's just adjusting it to the sport of indoor football. So I think the IFL deserves some kudos for giving it a shot and seeing what it can be. And being that some of the language has indicated the inaugural, it seems like this is something
Mhm.
that's planned for a couple years to come. If it's not an American Dream, maybe elsewhere, right?
Yeah, it will be a yearly thing.
Yeah.
And from what we were told, whoever wins will be invited back the following year to try to defend your American Cup, Dream Cup, and
Yeah.
and so who else is involved in that? I have no clue. That's I know for a fact we will not in Vegas. We will not give up a home date to go to New Jersey and play in the venue. It's just our fans are we're too loyal to our fans, and our fans would do too well for us. So we wouldn't be willing
Right.
to do that. So if other people have issues, then that's what we'll do.
Right. Well, a common question I've seen on socials is how were the teams chosen? For you guys, was it something as simple as they're the reigning champs? Let's get them in there.
That's what it sounds like for us.
Yeah.
Hey, you won the championship last year. Would you be willing to do this? And then our conversation was, well, what's it look like? Right? I'm
Right.
not. Um, are we doing it one game? Is it 2 games in 6 days span, kind of like it is? And once we kind of figured out, okay, yeah, we're willing to do that. Instead of us flying to Orlando, and I have a bunch of family in Florida, right, which kind of stinks for them, but instead of us flying to Orlando, flying home, and flying somewhere else, we can just fly to New Jersey, stay there. For us, it's a cost savings because we don't have to make 2 flights going there, coming home,
Right.
going somewhere else, and coming back. We just go make a trip and stay there and fly home.
Yeah. If it's taking the place of 2 road games, yeah, it makes sense. Like why wouldn't you guys want to be a part of it in that case?
Yeah, and then for us, I think we have 5 or 6 guys from the Northeast, from the Philly, New Jersey area on our football team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those guys are stoked about it just because I've been getting blown up, coach. Like, how many tickets do we get? What's this? And I'm like, guys, you're putting the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
So it's been good. Obviously, you wanted it to create buzz, and that's what it's done. And now you just got to get there.
Right. Well, guys, in the chat, if you have any questions, go ahead, throw it in there. We'll get to those questions for Coach here in a bit. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that was something I had jotted down here. Where like one of the guys that comes to mind for me is Lorenzo Hernandez. I know he's from the Jersey area, not far from where that is at all. So
Mhm.
it's got to be cool for guys like that in that situation where there hasn't been indoor football, arena football in that area for quite some time. So for it to be going to their backyard practically and where they're from, that's got to be such a cool opportunity.
Well, yeah, and people don't realize, like, and I've seen it all over. Oh, why are we doing it? Well, the IFL's doing it because there's an ownership group that's interested in putting a team there.
Right.
Like, that's what some people don't understand, that they don't see the bigger picture. Like, you just think that they picked this venue out of all the places in the US to, oh, let's go to American Dream. Like, no,
Right.
there's some financial backing behind it, the ownership group that's doing it is very, very serious about it. And so they say, hey, let's I think Cody said something this morning on Sam's thing. It's, they
Hmm.
oh, are they doing it for potential teams? Yes, that's exactly what this is.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's
So
a macro level play to grow the league and to grow the footprint of the league and start to get into that Northeast area a little bit. That's historically been a bit of a challenge, right?
yeah, and I think that the IFL's done a really good thing by, you know, they've not everybody, but they've hitched their wagon to the hockey model, and the hockey model works.
Hmm.
Whether it's the NHL, the ECHL, the AHL, whatever it is, and um, for them, for us, obviously we're different because we own our own arena, but for us, it gives you more dates, it gives you better rates because we still pay arena rent even though we own the place, right? It's still a
Right.
business. So other places, it gives you more clout and more arena flexibility, and more A1 dates, as we'll call it.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense. Um, and I think one of the things that's really special about what I read on the IFL Cup press release and some conversations I've had with some folks within the league is that it's not just you're showing up, you're playing the game, you're leaving. Like it's like a whole week
No,
long thing that they got planned. Can you talk about some of the things that is going to be happening all throughout that week?
yeah. So we're really, really in tune with the boys and girls clubs in the area. We're doing some stuff in New York City on our off days. The Saturday before the Sunday finals and semifinals, there's going to be a kids camp that all the coaches and players are going to partake in. More so the coaches, and players that aren't playing on Sunday. They're going to do that, and just a way to kind of give back, and invite people who might not be able to attend something like that, or don't have the privilege to do something. Because that's,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, if you don't pour into the youth and the people that don't know about it, what you're not growing the game at all.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's important to grow the game locally in your communities, right? Like you want
Mhm.
to be able to fill the arena and make sure people in your local area know about it, but it's also equally important to grow the exposure to the game because even what I do on social media with some clip things that I do, I post some stuff on Instagram, TikTok. People all the time are like, "Man, I miss this sport. I wish it was back." And I'm like, guys, it's still around. like here's how to watch it. Here's how to get involved. So if anything, like if this can be just a little bit of a reminder that this sport is still doing its thing and on the way up, I think that's worth all the effort to put forth on something like this.
For sure. And I think that's what people have to do, though. It takes effort, right? You can't just
Yeah,
sit back and be like, oh, this is going to happen. I joke, I use this terminology all the time. Like, my grandparents used to say, if you put milk out, the cats will find it. You need to be in a neighborhood and you not see a cat ever, ever. But you
yeah,
put a bowl of milk out, and I guarantee you, within a day or so, the cats will find it from some. And so it's kind of like the same thing, right? You got to just continue to put the milk out, and let the people see it, and they'll find it.
right. Look, scrolling through the chat here, don't really have specific questions. We got somebody from a super fan. This guy is in every chat comment section of every indoor football video, it seems like. What do you think the IFL is trying to do with the IFL Cup? We've kind of touched on it already, but beyond just this inaugural year, how do you see this growing beyond just the dates in May?
Well, I think I don't know if it grows beyond the dates in May. I think that's a good, halfway through the season type thing with everybody else, right?
Hmm.
If you got it to what you don't want to do is, this is my opinion now. Like, what you
Yeah.
don't want to do is put it late in the season, and you're staying out there because injuries can happen anywhere, but you want to make sure that you keep your same system and your same structure and things like that.
Hmm.
You do that late in the season, and things can just snowball on you because you don't know. I mean, what if a team is you know struggling? What if somebody, like, what if we lost you know our four best players to the CFL or to the UFL, and we struggle? Obviously, it takes a minute to replace those guys, right? Like, you don't go out
Yeah.
and just find a Jaden Delora sitting on the street. you know um so I think this protects teams from starting off the real struggle, and every team has a chance. I think every team plays six or seven games before the IFL Cup starts, before we go
Hmm.
to New Jersey. So you'll kind of see, like, um I know we play Arizona like 2 weeks before we go there, right? So that's kind of our thing. Like, we'll know kind of how we stack up to Arizona. Like, we won't have played Orlando because we only play them one time. Like, we play them the
Right.
first game we play there. So I think it keeps people from, nobody wants to see a bunch of teams that are struggling be there. Like,
Right.
let's be honest. And if we were all 1-6, like, people, it's like, what is going on? Like, nobody's showing up. So you got to think that the teams are going to be there, will be super competitive. And the rest the chips will fall as they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got something from Coach Mooney here. It says, does Coach Mike have a special pair of shoes picked out for the IFL Cup yet?
Oh man, Mooney's always on my sneaker game. We'll
Yeah.
figure that out as we get closer. See, it's tough with the Adidas deal. I mean, you gotta keep it. I'm not one of those coaches that wear, or my staff, I should say, not me. We're not one of those coaching staffs that wear a bunch of Nike stuff with Adidas gear. So we
Can't
have
be doing that. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Well, we got your best friend and resident troll, Krish, our guy, said going down the slide backwards, third place. I'm just excited to see you guys in a room and be able to see some of the interaction, because the tension's been building and building and building.
Oh, you gotta love Chris though, right? The problem
Yeah.
is there's an age requirement for him to get into the party,
Yep.
so he can't attend anyway. I mean, that's just unfortunate. It's we'll
Yeah.
we'll do a live for him just so he can see what it looks like in there.
Yeah. Here's a good question here. Will the IFL Cup affect the standings, or is it a for fun tournament? Either way, love watching the IFL.
No, it's the standings. It's not a free game. Free, hey, here's two
Mhm.
games. Just chalk it up. Go have fun. No, it's
Yeah.
and I think that's what makes it so much more interesting, right? Like, when we play Orlando, like, it means something. Whoever wins that game, it's going to mean something. So I mean, realistically,
Right.
you could come out of that tournament 0-2, 1-1, or 2-0. Obviously the goal is to come out 2-0 and make it a two-game road trip win and come back home and go that route. But um, if it's going to be very interesting to see how people, after the first game, how people react and how people adjust, right? Like,
Right.
who knows um what happens with the games. Like, obviously everybody has their own opinions of who wins. Obviously, Chris, he thinks it's going to be Orlando and Arizona in the final game on Sunday. Okay, great. You might be right, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but if it's not, I mean, who knows what happens? Anybody can beat in
Yeah.
this league. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
Yeah. That parity across the board. I think what last year, of the 8 playoff teams, 7 of them had double-digit wins, if I'm remembering correctly, or if not all 8 of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, there are just some really
Uh,
competitive teams.
I believe everybody had at least 10 wins.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what made that last year's playoffs so exciting, is that you play that same playoff 20 times, you could have slightly different outcomes every single time. It wasn't like there was a clear, like, all right, this team's just going to steamroll everybody. So
Yeah, I mean, you look
I
how it
think they got to,
started.
yeah,
I mean, you take not to bring up, old wounds, but you take the Arizona San Diego game first, right?
yeah,
Us in Bay Area. Then that hold the ball. Then that's just for the West, and then we go to overtime for San Diego on the East. You see how that kind of plays out, and
hmm
every game, people forget like out of the 8 teams or out of the 4 teams in the semifinals, everybody had a top five offense or defense.
hmm
So literally, it was just who's going to make a mistake.
yeah. And that's exactly what it came down to, especially in that championship game. When you look back, I think we talked about it before the game. It's like whoever blinks first,
Literally, it's
whoever blinks first. Yeah,
I mean, I'm a defensive guy, so I mean, it was embarrassing for us because we couldn't stop running water, but we ended up getting it done, and fortunate enough for our guys that they made a play when they had to, and um, but it's that those games, any of those games could have gone any which way at any time.
right. Here's a question from at Arena Foot. Is there a special football or special uniforms for this game? Do we know any of that stuff?
Not special uniforms, special balls. I did here.
Okay.
Um, but no, we're gonna keep our same uniforms. It's too hard, to take uniforms and get the guys' nameplates put on them. There's just too much that's involved that people don't understand. Like to get
Right.
uniforms and like for us, we have a jersey patch. We have a company for our home jersey patches. We're about to have a company for our road jersey patches. So to get those and have those put on and it's just a lot of legwork. So um, as I heard this week, everything we're keeping our uniforms and we're just taking 2 sets and we'll operate it like that.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah. On those uh, related, unrelated, on those cross country trips, what does that look like from the head coach perspective? Because it's more. It's a lot more than just, hey, players, pack your bags, we're going. Like there's the helmets, pads, all that stuff. What does that look like from your end logistically, trying to get all that sorted out?
Well, I mean, all our players have a player bag, so they pack their own
Mhm.
bags. And in their bags, we have all their stuff in them. Right after that,
Mhm.
then we travel with the uniforms. We have a equipment container that we keep our uniforms and our other balls and any type of equipment we need that we take as a staff. So players are responsible for their stuff, and then when we go on the road, if we're flying somewhere, um, I always ask the home team that we're going to in their venue, hey, can we use their washers and stuff afterwards? If not, we go find a laundromat. It
Right.
takes an hour, grab a few beverages, and go sit in the laundromat and get it done. Because I
Yeah.
refuse to take our white uniforms and we pay too much money for them to let them just sit there. And you're only talking about 24 hours, right? But just stuff sits in that it's just funky. I just rather have them done so that's less we have to do when we get back. I can just get started on the next week. Does
Okay.
everybody operate like that? No, they don't. But that's just my OCD when it comes to stuff like that. And
Well, that makes sense. That's why the Vegas uniforms look like the crispiest in the league every single week. If that attention to detail.
I don't know about that, but we like the guys deserve nice things.
Yeah.
We spend money on that stuff, and it's the old Dion. You look good, you play good, and
Right.
you know try to keep them as crispy as we can.
Yeah, for sure. Got another question here. A little off topic, but who's Coach Mike Davis looking forward to playing the most in 2026? Are there any road trips you're taking where you haven't played before this upcoming year?
No, we haven't. No, not at all.
Okay.
Because we don't go to the draft before the final one. It had us going to Tulsa, and but yeah, we don't play like we haven't played in Quad City. We haven't played in Fishers, and we haven't played in Tulsa. Um, Obviously, we played in Jacksonville. Obviously, Orlando's new, so we haven't played there. Um,
hmm
we look forward to all the road trips, to be honest with you, and the games. Like it's just because it's a battle every single week, right? Like
Right.
it's for us, it's pretty easy because we have easy road trips, right? San Diego's 4.5 hours, Arizona's 4.5 hours, Tucson's 5.5 hours, Northern Arizona's 3.5 hours. So for us, it's easy. Obviously, New Mexico's is 7, but we travel a little different than others, and it's not a recruiting show here. I don't need to get into that, but
Yeah.
it's nice that you know we have some things that are unique to Vegas, um, and that's how it is. Every game's a good time. San
Yeah.
Antonio
So
is nice just because we go to Papados. I will say that.
there you go.
Like me and Coach Chen love Papados, so we go down there. It's hard to go other places and get good steaks because we live in Vegas and you can get steak and seafood anytime, any day of the week. So
Yeah.
Papados is a good trip when we go to San Antonio because it's pretty close to the hotel where we stay.
Yeah. In Vegas, it seems like you point a direction and walk 10 minutes, you'll stumble into a steak or seafood spot. Like they're everywhere.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones, especially right beside the arena. Hank's Seafood right there. Hank's Steakhouse right
Okay.
beside the arena in Green Valley is top 3 in Vegas, hands down.
Okay. Noted for anybody taking a road trip out to Vegas this upcoming year. Go to Hanks. Well, you kind of touched on it a little bit. You've had a number of folks getting signed to the UFL, CFL teams this offseason, and it's really,
Mm.
really awesome to see, and really further solidifies the goal of the IFL is to advance these players' careers. Like just this past week,
Mm.
Trayvon Jones and James Caesar, Desmond Bland a few months back. From a like as someone who has experience in the CFL and has been in the indoor game for so long, what is it like process wise to obviously the players get themselves and put themselves in that position to be successful, but it's got to give you the warm and fuzzies inside when you see these guys' hard work really pay off like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually joking with this one on vacation. Like there's coaches in this world that they have no idea. Kids get signed, and first of all, there's no coach that can get you signed without a kid playing well. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
like so, these coaches that take credit for, oh, we helped you do this. Stop. Like, because that's not the case. Players
Right.
get signed because they play well, right? You as a coach, if you have a connection or a pipeline, which most do not, you can make calls on kids' behalfs with their agent, and normally it helps when an agent calls. And then obviously, I've seen the kid for 6 months. I have a For me personally, I can call any head coach or GM in the CFL, and they'll pick up my phone because I worked with all of them.
Yeah.
Now, does that make me special? No, it doesn't, right? But these kids, they work their butts off, and everybody plays well when it's game time, right? What people want to know is, how do they practice? How do they how do they prep? What's their character like? What type of teammate are they? And once you can check all those boxes, it makes my job easy. I can
Yeah.
treat you like you're my own son, and just, hey man, you're a fool if you don't look at this kid.
Right. Yeah. And how could I forget Antonio Wimbush as well? Like he's another one who got that
Yeah, I
next
mean,
opportunity.
well, watch this. We had a kid, Mayan and Hanatu, right? Is a D lineman. I think Mayan only played 6 games for us, right? He signed in BC.
Mm-hmm.
He might be one of the most talented as far as the total complete bag because he's 6'4", 270. Played at Rutgers, like you know what I'm saying, and there's a couple kids, like the kids that haven't gotten a chance. Lorenzo Hernandez is good enough to play up there. Quentin Randolph is
Yep.
good enough to play up there. Jaden Delore is good enough to play up there. Moses, Corey. People forget Corey Ridgeford up there. He just signed an extension. Moses could do the same thing. Like there's so many guys we have that can play up there because they're just like guys who've been signed up there.
Right.
But what most of these guys don't realize, it's not just about the player, it's about the timing and the fit, right? A team and a team has to have a need, right? Like, and
Yeah.
I'm quick to tell a kid, hey, listen, this they're offering you, but this is not a good spot for you because of A, B, C, D, and E, right? And if you're honest with kids, uh, like, okay, you still want to go, perfect. Then you find out that you went up there and you're just a pair of legs for camp, and then they come back and they're like, dang, coach, I wish I would have listened. No, you still have to go take your opportunity. I'm just telling you, put your best foot forward, but understand what you're up against.
Hmm.
Every day has to be game day for you. And if you have a bad game, life becomes very difficult.
Right. Yeah, just got to stack all the wins every day, like you said, in practice, being a good teammate, and then if you're doing that, the game should not come easy, but it should be able to stack the wins in the games as well. Well, this upcoming season, you guys are looking really, really good in terms of bringing back a ton of talent. You bring back Coach Chin, bringing back Coach Miller as well on the defensive side of the ball. What has you excited about the 2026 season ahead, as we're 3-4 weeks away from training camp opening, and week 1 will be here before we know it?
I mean, for us, the excitement of the new guys, right?
Yeah.
Like what you get out of I think we got 5 guys returning. What we're getting out of those guys. Like I know that they know the expectation. They know I hate saying the standard. Like they know what it is, right? They know what it takes, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody's like the standard is standard. I hate all that stuff, right? But
Yeah.
they understand what our standard is here in Vegas,
Yeah.
and so at the end of the day, it's going to be it's very interesting to see who comes in, who shows up, who shows up like they say they are, right? Like you got all these guys that like, man, coach, I'm working out every day. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. And they show up and look like me. And you're like, yeah, what happened? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that the nice thing is to be able to see the new faces and see how guys truly are in their own element. You can get a
Mhm.
lot from what people are on film and you can talk to whoever coach wise but let me see who shows up like they say they are. And those are the
Right.
guys that normally take off and hit the ground running from day one.
Yeah, if you hit the ground running from day one, you'll find yourself in a good position to be successful. So, Coach, this has been great. Really appreciate you taking the time to hop on here. Any parting words for folks about the Nighthawks, about the IFL Cup before we get you out of here?
No, it's if you're in the Northeast and you're gonna get to the venue, it's I would advise enjoy it, like take it all in. It's something that you'll never be able to experience and at most places and really enjoy it, embrace it.
Yeah, especially when you think about it, when on paper, you're watching 4 teams play 2 games in one day. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. You don't really get that
Yeah, I mean,
opportunity.
you're going to be able to literally you can go the first game, you can grab some food and come back and watch the second game if that's what you want to do, right?
Right. Yeah.
If you're a football junkie, literally you could spend 6 hours watching football and having a beverage or whatever
Yeah.
and really embracing it, enjoying it if that's what your heart desires.
Right. Yeah, it's a really, really unique opportunity, and I'm excited to see how it builds out. I'm excited to see the whole week of festivities continue to get rolled out and everything. So, Coach, awesome to
Are
have
you
you on here.
attending?
Really, I'm working on it. I'm close. I'm
Okay.
close.
Okay.
I got a few more things to iron out, but probably the first weekend it's looking like.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll get those details ironed out. I'll let you know when it's locked in. But, Coach, this was awesome. Best of luck ahead with the 2026 season. And, yeah, like I said, looking forward to hearing more about the IFL Cup as it becomes available.
Perfect. Trey, appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, man.